In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, Param Karunamoy, Atishay Dayaban, Allahor name shuru korilam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear HEC second year students, today I am going to teach you from your English first paper book, and it is Unit 12, Environment and Nature, and lesson number 1, and topic is water, water everywhere. And at the beginning of the topic, there are 4 lines from Samuel Taylor Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The 4 lines are water, water everywhere, and all the birds did sing, water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Now, as long as the 4 lines from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner are mentioned here, I would like to tell you that Samuel Taylor Coleridge actually attempted to narrate the harrowing sea voyage of an old sailor who started his sea voyage along with other sailors, and their ship was actually going nicely and pleasantly. Unfortunately, at one time it was disturbed and it was not moving. Then there came an albatross. Albatross is a big seabird, and they gave it food and water, and it became tame to them. And unfortunately, the old sailor one day shot the albatross. That is, he killed the albatross. It was a big bad, it was a blunder. So misfortune came to them again, and their suffering started, and all the sailors actually started to blame him for killing the albatross, for bringing disaster to them. Then they hanged the dead albatross round his neck. Then they were not getting any water to drink, that is water, water everywhere, but they were not able to drink. And then at one point they saw that a ship was coming, and they understood that the ship was actually coming to rescue them. But when the ship came to them, the old sailor saw that all his companions were lying down dead, one by one. Then he was alone on a wide, wide sea, and he did not have any companion, and moreover, he had the dead companions lying beside him, and the dead albatross was around his neck. Then for 7 days he tried to pray, but he could not pray because his tongue and mouth was actually dried up. So he was unable to speak, he was unable to pray. Then at one point he saw some beautiful water snakes, and by seeing the beauty of the water snakes, he became pleased, and he actually, as long as he was satisfied, the dead albatross was fallen down from his neck, and he was able to speak, and he prayed to Allah, and rainfall actually started. And then actually he was redeemed from the curse. Then he came to the harbor. This is how he was actually rescued. Now let us read what the chapter has told us. Coleridge's poem, A Ballad, narrates the harrowing sea voyage of an old mariner who at one point of his journey didn't have any water to drink because of a curse. Now, as long as we have come here, we have come to know that the old sailor was cursed, and in the story also we could know that the soldier was cursed for killing the harmless albatross. Now, that is why as part of his sufferings he was not getting any water, though he was in the midst of water, because in the sea there are waters, but unfortunately he could not drink owing to salinity. Now let us go to the next. Cursed or not, we know how important drinking water is in our life. No matter whether we are cursed or not, but drinking water is very much important. We know we cannot survive without it. That is, it is impossible for us to survive without water. In fact, 2/3 of our body is made up of water. That is, maximum or major amount of our body elements actually come from water. So not for nothing is it said that the other name of water is life. That is, the other name of water is life. So without reason it is not told. Reasons are there, and as long as reasons are there, it can be told that the other name of water is life. Is there a crisis in our time with regard to access to clean drinking water? Now here there is a question whether there is any problem of drinking water in our time. The United Nations, in a meeting on the eve of the new millennium, identified the drinking water problem as one of the challenges for the future. That is, the United Nations actually at the beginning of the millennium declared that getting pure water is a challenge for the upcoming time. But do we need to worry about the problem, as ours is a land of rivers and have plenty of rainfall? In our Bangladesh, plenty of rainfall is there. Moreover, there are rivers, so we do not need to be worried about water. And actually, a question has been asked whether we need to be worried about it. Besides, we have a sea in our backyard too. That is, there is a long sea named the Bay of Bengal. So, despite having all these things, a question has been asked whether we need to be worried about water. Now, one of the sources of water in our country is the rivers. Rivers are actually providing us water. Rivers are everywhere in our life, literature, economy and culture. That is, rivers are the indispensable parts of our life, and depending on river, our authors, poets actually fabricated literature. Economy is also dependent on rivers, and rivers are actually the part of culture. But are the rivers in good shape? Now, again, another question has been asked whether the rivers are in good shape or not. Unfortunately, they are not. Our rivers are not in good condition. A few are already dead. That is, a lot of rivers are dead, and several are going through the pangs of death, and some rivers are actually going through the pangs of death. The river Buriganga is an example of a dying river. Now, Dhaka stands on the bank of the Buriganga. Now, the river Buriganga is actually going through sufferings. A report published in the Daily Sun describes what has happened to the river Buriganga and why. Now, a report has been published in the Daily Sun, and it has actually described that Buriganga is actually not in good condition, and the Buriganga is actually suffering from a lot of problems. Now, the water is polluted, and perpetual stench fills the air around it. That is, the water of the Buriganga is polluted, and also perpetual stench is coming from the water of Buriganga. That is, permanent stench, offensive smell, bad smell is actually coming from the water of the Buriganga, but that is not what it was like before. Buriganga is in problem at present, but in the previous time, Buriganga was in a fine shape, and it actually had the triumphant activities, but at present it has lost all its good qualities. Now, the report says that the river had a glorious past. Now, river had a glorious past, and it has been mentioned in the report. Once it was a tributary of the mighty Ganges and flowed into the Bay of Bengal through the river Dholeshwari. That is, here it has been mentioned that once Buriganga was actually the part of the mighty Ganges or Ganga, and flowed into the Bay of Bengal, the river Dholeshwari. That is, it was actually fallen into the Bay of Bengal through the river Dholeshwari. Gradually, it lost its link with the Ganges and not got the name of Buriganga. Then, in course of time, due to the natural changes, it actually lost its connection with the Ganga, and now it has been renamed as Buriganga. The Mughals were marveled at the tide level of Buriganga and founded their capital Jahangirnagar on its banks in 1610. That is, in 1610, the Mughals actually became highly motivated. They were deeply enchanted. Then they established their capital on the bank of the Buriganga. Now, still now, we know that Dhaka stands on the bank of the Buriganga. The river supplied drinking water and supported trade and commerce. That is, the river Buriganga supported trade and commerce, and also it provided drinking water for the people of the city. Jahangirnagar was renamed Dhaka, which grew into a heavily populated city with a chronic shortage of time. Then Jahangirnagar became Dhaka, and Dhaka is densely populated city. That is, the Buriganga is actually keeping mighty contribution on the Dhaka city, and also it is helping the people to survive. Now, the city paid back the bounty of the river by sucking life out of it. That is, the river Buriganga helped the Dhaka city to be established on its bank, but Dhaka city did not give it proper recognition. Rather, Dhaka city became very much ungrateful to the river Buriganga. Now, according to newspaper report, the Buriganga is dying because of pollution. Now, Buriganga is actually dying, and it is happening due to the pollution. Now, huge quantities of toxic chemicals and waste from mills and factories, hospitals and clinics, and households and other establishments are dumped into the river every day. That is, households, wastage, and all the wastages of the mills and factories, clinics and hospitals, all are being emitted and thrown into the river Buriganga. The city Dhaka discharges about 4,500 tons of solid waste every day, and most of it is directly released into the Buriganga. That is, Dhaka discharges 4,500 tons of solid waste. Very bad thing. All these are being released into the Buriganga. According to the Department of the Environment, 20,000 tons of tannery waste, including some highly toxic materials, are released into the river Buriganga. That is 20,000 tons of tannery waste. Tannery, that is factories related to the leather processing. These are actually producing very bad toxic materials, and all these are being released into the Bay of the Buriganga. Experts identified 9 industrial areas in and around the capital city as the primary sources of river pollution. That is, there are 9 areas where the rivers are being polluted. Now, Tongi, Tesgao, Hazaribagh, Tarabo, Narayanganj, Savar, Gazipur, Dhaka Export Processing Zone, and Gurashal. These are actually the areas where our beloved rivers are being polluted. Now, the river would need a monster's stomach to digest all the wastes mentioned above. That is, huge amount of wastes are being produced in the river. So, with a view to digesting all these wastes, the river needs a big belly, but unfortunately, the river does not have. The river does not have a monster's stomach. There is a limit up to which it can put up with its cruel and thoughtless treatment. That is, human beings are actually showing thoughtless and cruel treatment to the river. We, the humans, have successfully killed one of the rivers. Here, by this line, we have come to know that the author is actually showing his strong mental agony. As long as the human beings have successfully killed beautiful river, mighty Ganges, mighty river Buriganga. There are other rivers in the country that are being subjected to similar thoughtless treatment. That is, there are so many rivers in Bangladesh, and all the rivers actually successfully built cities on the bank of the rivers, but the cities actually paid back the rivers. Very bad thing. That is, all the cities are actually playing mighty contribution to kill the rivers. Now, unless we take care of our rivers, there may come a time when we will cry water, water, and find it nowhere. And if we do not take proper step to save the rivers, maybe we would have to suffer like the old mariner in the wide sea. Now, if we do not take proper step, all the rivers will die, then our sufferings will also be started. Now, before ending the class, I would like to tell you that ancient mariner actually killed a harmless albatross, beautiful creation of God, and for killing the harmless albatross, his sufferings was actually started. That is why he actually suffered from mental agony also. Then at one point he started to get pardon from God. Then as long as he was suffering from mental agony, God actually excused him, and then he started to preach that he prayed best, who loved best, all things both great and small. For the dear God who loved us, he made and loved all. That is, God created all the things no matter whether it's a big thing or small thing, God created the small and bad things, and He equally loves all His creation, and rivers are also the creation of God. So if we do not protect the rivers, we will have to suffer like the ancient mariner. That is why this is the time we need to take proper step to protect our rivers. And this is all for today. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.